obviously have my coffee. So I don't think we've caught up in a while, but I've kind of been working away kind of in my own bubble, and I've got a few things I need to get done today. So starting off, I have a dress that I started. I kind of showed you I've been working on these dresses. This one, the teddy, I need to finish the bottom on that one. That is my plan for today. So yeah, I want to finish that dress, and then I'm also doing a really exciting kind of project with a company, and it's for an event that's going to be in May. I've been really interested for a long time of how to kind of get involved in more of these kind of activation events where you're working or like bringing your transferable skills to a client, and I think this event will be like a really fun thing. So I'm gonna start mood boarding and that kind of thing, and get them sent over the weekend. All of the past week I've been getting ready for an exhibition that I'm doing next Friday. I'm going to leave the poster here for the exhibition, but it's basically the Riso printer or Riso printer, which is, it's kind of in a way similar to screen printing in that like it's a big printer with like you put drums of ink in, but it prints in layers, so you kind of have to think about layering up a final design. So anyway, they asked me to create some work for that. There's loads of different artists and designers of like all sorts of disciplines involved, so that's next Friday. So last week I was just like super busy working on that, and not even like, I didn't have my head in the studio. And I think a lot of the time that is how it is, like you have to like just bounce from project to project and like reset nearly every day. Okay, what am I doing today? And get yourself out of like, I don't know, I think I've said it loads of times, my favourite kind of cycle to be in is just the one where I'm sewing. Like just, I've done all my pattern cutting and I'm sitting there sewing. That's my favourite part, but there are all these other elements that are really important. Yeah, and I think one of those elements that I sometimes don't give enough time to is like the visual communication. How am I communicating my brand and my design? And I think working on pieces for this exhibition has really kind of clicked my mind again of, right, I need to get in screen printing, one, but also like I need to like create digital things that kind of create a brand identity that I'm then like using on my social medias and everything. I've also like not been active on my social medias as much because it's just hard to run everything at once, and I really want to start my summer campaign of launching all the summer pieces, but I'm literally just one person. It's so hard to like try and do it all. Ooh, did I spill my coffee? Anyway, yeah, so we're gonna start today by finishing that dress. Okay, so that is the plan for today. It is so beautiful out. Actually, do you know what? I love being in the studio when it's nice out because I just feel happy. I feel like the weather makes such a difference to me. Yeah, and there's a certain time during the day when the sunlight comes right into the studio, and then it's like really kind of hot and I get really tired. But this kind of side of the day, beautiful. Okay, let's get into our day. Also, I thought I'd show you, I have on my really fun Story MFG long sleeve. If you don't know the brand, definitely check them out. They're called Story MFG and they're incredible, like really sustainably focused brand. Everything they do is driven by their ethics, and I think I got this piece over COVID. It used to be like tie-dyed with like a bark. I think like a natural dye, a bark was used to dye it, which has kind of come out now as I washed it and worn it, but I love this piece. Also have on my fun classics. Okay, let's go. Morning. It is Tuesday. Just on my way into the studio. Don't have my bike today, so I have to jump on the bus. Weather's really nice today. Spring is definitely fully here now. I haven't been great at keeping up with picking up the camera and that kind of thing. So I'll catch you up on what I've been at and all that kind of stuff once we get in. But yeah, just on my way. So, okay. Hopefully I don't have to wait too long for the bus, because sometimes you can be waiting literally forever. Right. See you in a bit. So I'm just in the studio now, and I thought I'd show you what I've been working on and what I'm working on today as well. I've been working on this series of dresses with all of this vintage fabric that I have been sourcing, and with a kind of a low neckline, and this is all like vintage kind of fleece fabrics. So I'm going to be creating quite a few. I might put a few online, but I think I'm also working towards like a collection to showcase. So I'm not fully sure if they're going to be like available straight away or available in a while. Have I shown you? I don't know if I showed you this one that I've been working on, a whole dolphin collection with like princess sleeves. So yeah, there's loads of like really fun pieces. I think I previewed this on my Instagram, which is more of like a top with dolphins. So yeah, it's taken me so long to source like all this really fun fabric to work with. So they are all obviously unique, but they do kind of follow a theme of like a big kind of front print. And I think, you know, I might even try and design a few of my own prints for the front and make more dresses like that. But yeah, I've been working away on that, and then I have just cut out fabric for another one. I have done all my overlocking, and I've been using all this check fabric. I'll show you here, actually I'll just bring you down. I have all this check fabric. They're all like really small sample pieces that I have been working with. The pile used to be so high, but I have used quite a lot, so I kind of pull out colors that work. And yeah, I'm using quite a bit of patchwork to make this dress. But I really like the color theme with all the kind of with this like silky flower and these gingham prints. I think it'll be really nice for summer. I'm just working on the front piece of the dress, and then we're going to start putting it together. Yeah, so just a day of making in the studio. Here's the print on the front, which is so cute. All these little vintage flowers. It's so hard to source fabric like this, so that's why it does take me a while, and I do need to work on just my own kind of cute prints and that I can just print myself rather than having to source this fabric all the time. But yeah, so I'm just about to attach the front and the back of the dress together. Good morning. I don't know when we caught up last. I was going to film on my camera, but I think my camera is like fully broken at this stage, and it just like it doesn't turn on, but it's just like I don't know what's wrong with it, and it's been like that for a while. I have no idea how much it would cost to get fixed, but I'm filming on my phone. That's a long way of saying I'm filming on my phone, so the quality mightn't be the same. But anyway, I think I showed you I was in the middle of making this dress. I've just finished doing the sleeves. I'm enjoying how it's turned out, and I love the little print. It's so fun. But yeah, let me show you. I have another layer to add at the bottom, which I have made, so I'm just going to do that now. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. Very cute. And then neckline, I think I'll just do a bias on the neckline instead of a collar. Or should I do a collar? I really don't know. I'm not sure if I have even enough fabric left to do the collar, and sometimes it's quite nice kind of with jewellery and stuff just to leave the collar basic. But now I'm unsure if I should do a collar. Anyway, I'm going to get the bottom layer done now. This rail's kind of all over the place. I had one of my friends come in to pull for a styling job that she's doing, so the rail's a bit disorganized at the moment. Anyway, yeah, that's my day today. I'm going to finish making this dress, and then tomorrow is the exhibition of Way Bad Press, who are print friends that I know that have a Riso print company, and they invited me to create work for that. I will get my laptop out at some point and I'll show you kind of all the designs that I've been working on and sent them, and It was also really interesting to learn how to kind of format, because it's quite different to screen printing. But yeah, that's kind of it. I'll bring you to the opening tomorrow night as well and show you a few bits. It's lovely today and the sun hasn't fully come into the studio yet, so I'm going to make the most of that because it gets crazy when the sun comes in. And I'm going to keep going. Okay, we'll chat in a bit. Okay, so hopefully that light is okay. This is my laptop and I'm just going to show you the final designs I'm sending over for the exhibition. So there's going to be a series of like 6 A4 prints. So here are 3 of them and they're all being sent in layers. So each color is like printed separately and then the design layers up to look like this. So I've kind of tested different ideas and it's all based on what I'm bad at, which is I'm really bad at emails and like looking at stamp collections and how fun it would be just to kind of send these cute collages instead of sending like big formal emails. So that's kind of like my basis of the prints that I designed. But yeah, this one has like found things like kids, you know, when you had those like in the 90s, you had these like letter kits for writing letters and stickers and then some bows and then just kind of like vintage stamp collections. And then this one kind of obviously cats have to be included and bows and then more kind of like fun sparkly bits here. And then this one which is kind of like a greetings postcard and it just says greetings from my dreams with like the little teddy bear. So I also said to the guys who are on the Rezo printer to print it like in whatever way works for them, because I don't know, having never worked with it before, like the colors on my laptop are not going to look like the colors because these are like actual neon colors that will come out. Oh yeah, here is another one here too. So this one is like kind of the starting point, I suppose, of like being, they basically asked us what are we bad at, and I was like, I'm really bad with emails, and that was my starting point. So I was kind of like talking about this, and I'm also bad at writing with my right hand because I'm left-handed. So then I was writing with my right hand on this kind of stuff, and then just doing all my drawings and then cat stamps and just cute fun stuff. I think this is one of my favorite ones that I made, the Always Dreaming ones. I just like the space, I suppose, in this one. And this one I kind of designed more like a screen print where there's like the halftone in it, which is the way you do it more with screen printing. But I just wanted to see how it would turn out. And like all these pinks are going to be neon pink, so it will be really interesting. And then this is my final print here, which is kind of like a big stamp of all kind of like cute fun bits. So we have like cat and a dice and like an Irish shamrock, some stamps and some kind of vintage Valentine pieces, kind of like a love letter, I suppose. Yeah, so I did the 6 prints and I'm really excited to see what they turned out like. I designed these bits here to be in like a metallic gold, same with this here. So yeah, I am looking forward to seeing how that all turns out for the Friday exhibition. So I didn't get a lot of footage at the actual exhibition, but I kind of helped set up and we did this wall of kind of all the test prints. So these are everyone's designs when they were testing colours before they started printing the final designs. And here are my final designs when we were just figuring out placement, and I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. These are all limited edition, so I think there's only around 12 of each of these that will ever be printed. And if you head onto their website, I will leave their Instagram here. You can purchase all of the pieces from the exhibition, but it is limited amount, so obviously when they're sold out, they're sold out. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed today's video. It'd be great to have you here. If you'd like to subscribe, leave me a like and all that kind of stuff, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.